Hello again then guys, welcome back to the channel. So as you can see, in my bedroom today, thought, let's change up the scenery. So here we are in the bedroom, just sat at the desk here. So today, I'm gonna not talk too much about the Subaru. I'll give you a little update now on what's going on, but it's bad news, I'm afraid. Pretty sure I'm not going to be getting it this weekend. Very slim chance I could still be, but I don't think so. I've not heard from Chris today. I've just let him crack on, let him do whatever he's doing. So we've had some problems. As you know, the alternator went and we had to replace that. Then the fuel pump was playing up, so we've replaced that. And now we've got an issue with a cam sensor. But it isn't the cam sensor itself. We're thinking it's the wiring after doing a bit of testing. So yeah, bit annoying, but it is what it is for now. I'm just gonna let that one go. So today's video, thumbnail and title. As you may know or may not know, as well as owning this Subaru, I've got a BMW 120D. So at the minute, it's off the road, and it has been for a few weeks, actually. One morning, I got in it, turned the wheel, and the driver's side coil spring, or the entire assembly seems to have collapsed. Don't know exactly what's happened. I've not even bothered to jack it up and have a look yet, because I've been sort of putting more money towards the Subaru build, and this BMW doesn't really owe me anything, so I'm not too worried about it. So what I think has happened is either the plate where the spring sort of seats, either that's rusted and dropped through, or the spring's just snapped, which I think is more likely. But the annoying part is it stopped the car from moving because the spring sort of got caught up in the wheel. So the plan of action for this car, now that I'm not going up at the weekend to get the Subaru, I think what I'm going to do is try and jack the car up. It's parked right next to a curb, annoyingly, so it's a little bit difficult to get at, but I'm going to try and jack the car up and sort of get what's left of the spring out and let it back down just so it can roll. And then what I'm going to do is probably get it recovered. At this point, I think I'm going to get it recovered. I'm not sure yet, but I'm going to get it somewhere where I can work on it, whether that's at work and get it on the ramp, or if it's just at home in the yard, I can do this kind of job at home. Just need somewhere off the road, because at the minute it's parked on a road in Ilfracombe, just up from my missus' house. So yeah, it's not in the most ideal place to work on it at the minute. I've sort of been ignoring this problem for the last couple of weeks. Just that, yeah, like I say, the car doesn't owe me a lot of money, and it's just been my sort of little daily driver that's doesn't mean too much to me anymore. Yeah, the car itself, actually, I've had for nearly 4 years, but it's been very, very good up until the last sort of 6 months, maybe. I had a bit of a smoking issue with it. It was smoking quite a bit. That turned out to be an injector, which wasn't cheap to replace. And then I've had, I broke down once the idler bearing on the alternator belt went, which wasn't ideal because that meant the water pump was no longer spinning. So I had to get recovered then. And there's been one or two other little things, not been anything too major, to be honest. But yeah, it's let me down a bit the last 6 months, but up until then, it had been brilliant. There was one incident where I was working on it. This was before I'd even started working in a garage. I must have been 18 at the time. Didn't know anything about working on cars, just thought I'd give it a go. And I ended up dropping a washer into cylinder 1. I'm sure a few of you have been there. So that was an expensive fix, but I'm not blaming the car for that because that was my own fault. I was trying to do a bit of a modification to the inlet manifold and it went a bit wrong. So yeah, luckily I didn't run the car with the washer in there too long. Anyway, enough of story time. So today I've bought I bought all the bits I need to rebuild a strut. I'm just going to build it all from scratch. That way I can take the old strut out and just put this new one straight back in. Don't need to mess about on the day of doing it with a spring compressor, and I can't be bothered. So I've ordered all new bits, ordered a load of stuff from BMW, like the top cup and some washers and boot dust covers and stuff. And then I've bought a shock, a top mount and a spring. I'm gonna hopefully get that together, that assembly, get that together middle of next week. Just waiting on the bits to arrive from BMW. But in the meantime, over this weekend, I think I'm going to crack on with the short block rebuild, the one that I'm doing up and selling for profit. Going to get that stripped down. Probably won't film too much of it, but I'll show you all my findings. I just need to get it stripped now because it's been hanging about for a while. I want to get it stripped and then I can get it into working bits and clean it all and measure it and machine it. So I'm going to do that. And then Sunday, we've got Lynn Valley Classic Car Show. I quite like to go and have a look at, you know, all the cars from the area really, because that's where they all seem to congregate once a year. But yeah, so anyway, just going to show you a little clip of basically what I'm dealing with the BMW, what it's looking like at the minute. It's so low on the ground, but it just, yeah, if I even tried to move it, if it wasn't stuck on its own spring, I think it would just, the wheel would just be touching the wheel arch liner. So yeah, I'll show you that quickly. Anyway then guys, that's probably going to be about it for today. Been a bit of a slow week. Obviously if you've been watching the main channel, we've been redecorating the offices and John's been off. It's just been a bit, you know, all over the place, sort of out of routine, I'd say. So yeah, I'm a bit knackered now. Gonna sort of get sorted, get comfy, and probably have a bit of an early night tonight. Feel nice and refreshed tomorrow, and hopefully I'll have a nice weekend. But anyway, that's about it for today. I hope you all have a really nice weekend. I'm going to be going to that car show and doing all the other bits and pieces. But thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one, guys. Cheers.